When royalty is supported by twits and judged by popularity, it's not royalty anymore, is it? It's become some sort of celebrity, and I think, quite frankly, the newspapers are reporting both the Prince Andrew affair and the Prince Harry affair with such unparalleled glee. They're getting carried away. Prince Andrew has behaved disgracefully. There's been no doubt at all about that. Prince Harry, I think history will judge Prince Harry very positively, and we need to look at this baffling episode of the ongoing saga of Prince Andrew, the Duke of York. It's a tale that combines elements of political naivety, alleged espionage, and an enduring belief in the permanence of secrecy. And Dominic Hampshire, Prince Andrew's senior aide, who now finds himself in the unenviable position of desperately arguing that his testimony should remain under wraps because he didn't fully grasp that it could ever become public, that it could be on the record. Well, one might think that a man charged with handling the affairs of a member of the royal family, particularly one as embattled as Andrew, would possess a measure of discretion and legal foresight, yet here we are. Hampshire's involvement with Yang Tengbo, this alleged Chinese spy, has now come under scrutiny, and the Special Immigration Appeals Commission has already determined that Yang cultivated an unusual degree of trust with the prince, a trust that allegedly included plans for a multi-billion-dollar investment fund with ties to Chinese state projects. Well, Hampshire, having initially vouched for Yang in legal proceedings, now protests that he only realised his testimony could become public when he walked into the courtroom. The media, quite understandably, has responded with incredulity. Adam Volansky, KC, representing several news organisations, noted that Hampshire's failure to seek legal counsel before submitting a witness statement in such a contentious case is bewildering. The court, for its part, remains unconvinced that a lack of common sense constitutes a valid argument for secrecy. The affair further tarnishes Prince Andrew's already diminished, waste-papered reputation. In the wake of the Epstein scandal, one would assume that he and his team would exercise extreme caution in any dealings that they have with newspapers or with courts or whatever. Just keep your head down. Instead, this case suggests an alarming degree of insularity and stupidity, with Hampshire's letter to Yang in 2020 even thanking him for his loyalty following the disastrous Newsnight interview. That a man under scrutiny for his ties to the Chinese Communist Party was still in the Duke's inner circle long after the Epstein debacle speaks volumes about the judgment or the lack thereof at play. Now, if this was not already ludicrous enough, turn your attention to another piece of royal absurdity, the Ipsos poll, suggesting that the British public no longer considers Prince Harry a member of the royal family. What utter rot! The notion that the monarchy can be redefined by public sentiment rather than birthright is nothing short of preposterous. Whether or not the public chooses to acknowledge Prince Harry as royal, he remains the son of the king, a prince by birth, and forever inextricably linked to the House of Windsor. One cannot simply revoke one's ancestry by way of an opinion poll or public attitude. This is monarchy, not a reality TV show where contestants are voted off an island or voted into bed or whatever. The poll itself is a study in contradictions. While only 21% of respondents consider Harry to be more royal than celebrity, another 20% believe he's both. Does that mean that in the eyes of the public, Harry is some sort of Schrodinger's royal predicament, both inside and outside the firm simultaneously? More importantly, the enduring obsession with the Sussexes, despite their self-imposed exile in California, suggests that their royal status remains firmly intact in the public consciousness, regardless of how many Netflix deals or podcast scandals or polls may be amassed. We find ourselves in familiar territory, a royal aide arguing for secrecy over his own missteps, a prince entangled in yet another dubious association, and the British public engaging in a debate over whether or not they can define or not define what is royal. While Hampshire's attempts to suppress his testimony will likely end in failure, and Andrew's reputation continues its slow march into oblivion, one thing remains certain. Harry, whether loved or loathed, will always be royal, no matter what an Ipsos poll suggests. What absolute nonsense. The most important thing over the next 5 to 10 years is that Harry is brought back to his place in the UK, whether he maintains a home in America or what. He needs to be welcomed here whenever he comes here, because he is a member of the intimate royal family, and he will be the brother of the future king. And this squabble, this spat, needs to be over.